time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Hello, welcome back to A Boring Revolution, your number one news source for everything in regards to The Boring Company. Thank you for joining me this wonderful evening. I have some interesting news or kind of information that's come to my attention recently. I thought it's quite an important piece of information, really. I'd like to discuss it today. So it appears as though Clark County and The Boring Company are making inquiries about parcels of land that are some are already occupied at least. That seems the situation. And I just wanted to explain exactly why they're doing that, and it's quite important actually for increasing the average speed of the Las Vegas loop system. So first of all, thank you everyone who's tuning in. If this is your first time, please like the video and then subscribe, hit the bell icon, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. If you've got something interesting to say, please do comment on the video and tell me what you think of this episode. Okay, so why is the Boring Company attempting to access extra land? Is the existing right-of-way not enough? And the short answer is no, not really, if they want to run the perfect system with high speeds and smooth running. So, we know from this person here, Mr. Habibian, owner of the Emerald City commercial complex, received a request for an easement under his property. Now, I've had a look at this particular piece of property. I'm not actually too sure why they're looking to get an easement here, as it appears a little bit off the beaten track, but there's a possibility that they might be adapting the route differently from the existing plans, although until we actually hear that from the horse's mouth, as it were, we're just going to assume that they're making a few inquiries, trying to get an understanding of what people are willing to take in terms of compensation, because they may very well receive compensation for many decades based on the usage of this system. So that's a really good thing for everyone living in Las Vegas. Many other Las Vegas landowners have also received similar requests. Another person actually has reached out to me directly and confirmed to me that he has been in conversations with Clark County in regards to a letter that they sent him, although I can't really disclose too much about that. It looks like he's going to do quite well out of that situation, so all very well and good. Clark County is sending out requests to many businesses along the route. Obviously this affects a lot of people. It's quite a large system in and around 30 miles, so ultimately there's a lot of stakeholders that are going to benefit from this scheme, and hopefully they receive letters too, and they hopefully will comply with Clark County, because it benefits everyone, and they can negotiate a good price. This is a hint. It's a real clear hint to what they're attempting to do, and they're showing they intend to shorten or simplify the existing route, which is always a good thing. The shorter the route, the quicker it is to get from A to B, and thus that makes the system more efficient. It also makes journey times lower for passengers. The loop system needs some private land to increase average speeds. Ultimately, highways are great, but they're not always in the perfect location, and ultimately you may need to compromise the running of the system to use existing rights of way, as it were. So getting these easements is important for perfecting this system, as it were. Okay, so what land are they trying to acquire? It seems to me that they're trying to acquire land in and around junctions. So places like here, near the airport here, this area here potentially as well. Some of this land here is actually owned by the casinos, so they're not necessarily going to need to acquire that land, because it's obviously in the casino's interest to let them have access to that easement there. But there's other places as well, maybe potentially over here as well, but places where I've seen it is here, or here as well. Yeah, of course, this is kind of a key one there, very, very key one. That's an interesting one I might discuss in a potential future episode. So let's just have a look as to why exactly they're doing that in these specific junctions, as to why that's useful. So this is part of our system that I've just displayed from the prior screen. As you can see here, there's quite a considerable junction in this area here. Now this parcel, there's actually two examples here. So I've given one example where they don't need to require any land, which is this one, and another example where they probably do need to require easement under a specific plot of land, and why that's useful. So as you can see here, we've got the Gold Coast Casino and we've got the Palms Casino, which is a very, very big casino, and it's literally this whole plot of land here. It's a very, very, you know, it's a massive plot of land. There's a lot going on there, and ultimately the road runs here and here as well. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. So there's the junction details. So as you can see, this is the junction between Arville Street and West Flamingo. So the actual route runs up this street here. As you can see, there is quite a lot of room on both these roads for them potentially to stick to the right of way. And, you know, potentially that's what they might do. But I suspect that in this location, they will not need to acquire any land. They'll speak to the Palms Hotel and Casino and say, hey, you know, we need access to this car park here. Ultimately, that's good. You know, there's not going to be any foundations here. It's going to be open to development. There's not going to be any disruption caused to guests using the casino and the staff as well. So I've just added on this line here, which just indicates the actual size of this curve. So it's around 100 meters. So I've got 97.15 meters here. So what will probably happen here is they'll run the tunnels as such. So they'll actually cut through this corner here, and that will enable them to have quite a large diameter curve here. So it could be potentially 100 meters potentially if they really wanted it to, which is great. They're going to be able to go around this corner at around 50 miles per hour, and then the other tunnel that's obviously heading south, that's going to go over here, and it'll likely probably stick mainly to the right of way, so on West Flamingo Road, and then onto Arville Street as well here. So in this particular location, they don't actually need to acquire any land because their Palms Place is going to give it them, and they will get the easement fairly easy, so there won't need to be any negotiations, as it were. Let's have a look at another one where they will need to acquire some land, and coincidentally this could actually be quite an easy bit of negotiation here. So as you can see, we've got a junction here. Here's the Allegiant Stadium. So there's actually two stations here. There's one here and one here too. So it's going to be a busy area once the system gets up and running. I guess you can see this junction here between South Valley Boulevard and West Russell Road comes across this empty lot, which is an absolute bonus. Now, I'm sure Clark County could just acquire this piece of land. However, it might be that the owner of this land is kind of waiting out on potentially someone coming in and spending a lot of money. So it might be best just to negotiate with the current landowner and say, hey, we're going to go underneath your property. So I've just drawn another land on here using Google Maps. This line here is 134 meters long. As you can see, you can get a nice gentle curve there, maybe in and around 90 to 100 meters radius, if you're going to measure it from that point there. So you could get quite a good curve here. But you're obviously going to go underneath the property as well. If you really wanted to, you could speak to this person here and go across their land as well, and then just cut up as it were, if you really wanted a nice kind of gentle curve. But it might be easier just for them to negotiate with one party, and you just need to cut across in this location here, as it were. So you guys drive on the right side, so that means you're going to be coming down that side. There you go. As you can see, this person who owns this property land has probably received a letter from Clark County and the Boring Company asking if they will grant them easement, and then obviously negotiations will begin, and hopefully they'll just let them essentially build underneath this plot of land. It actually might be useful if possible, to turn this plot of land into a reception shaft for a TBM. That's one potential place where they could put it. And obviously, if this land is still empty, I'm hoping that Google Maps is still up to date. That would be quite useful. It would probably be at a slight angle, if I'm honest, like that. But yeah, that's what's happening. I'm guessing there's been a good few dozen people that have received these letters now, and ultimately, as time goes by, the actual route map for the Las Vegas loop will be updated, and we'll get to see where they've managed to cut corners and increase the overall speed of the system. Because ultimately, what they want for this system is they want the average speed to be somewhere in the region of 65 to potentially up to 70 miles per hour average. There'll be some areas where it's going above 70 miles per hour. There'll be some areas where they're limited to maybe 40, 45 miles per hour. But on average, they're going to be well above 60 miles per hour, and that's going to enable people to get to the various casinos and the various restaurants and businesses in quick time, and will thus increase the throughput. If they can make a journey 20 seconds shorter, then that means that over the course of an hour they might be able to do 2, maybe 3 additional journeys, which results in more throughput. So just to kind of summarize what they're looking to do here, they're obviously looking to increase the radius of any kind of corners in the system. Ultimately, the higher the radius, the faster the Tesla can go through the corners. Whatever you do, don't listen to various idiots on the internet, on YouTube, who are saying that it's impossible for a Tesla to go through a corner like this at anything more than 30 miles per hour. Because clearly, 50 meters is quite a long distance, and these are performance vehicles, and they're going to have performance tires on them, and it's not uncomfortable to go through these corners at these kind of speeds. So with a 50 meter radius, which is a lot less than what we've been just looking at in those previous 2 examples, they should be able to get up to 47 miles per hour maximum, although it'll probably be slightly below that, maybe 44, 45 miles per hour. If you bank the corners, you should be able to get 47, potentially maybe even slightly more than that. 70 meter radius, which is kind of more what we're looking to achieve, you're looking at about 54 miles per hour. 90 meter radius, 58 miles per hour. 120 meter radius. So ideally you want to be going in this kind of direction, like in between 90 and 120 meters. That's kind of the perfect kind of sweet spot for going around the corner. You're not spending excessive time with your TBM constructing those tight corners, and also you're enabling the higher speeds. So something in the region of 100 to 110 meters as a radius is absolutely perfect. So 120 meters is 64 miles per hour, and anything around 150 to 200 meter radius, so in excess of 150 meters, is you're looking at around 68 to 70 miles per hour. So that's like highway speeds. It will be very comfortable going around that corner at that kind of speed in a Tesla vehicle. There'll be good grip. You're not going to worry about the car sliding around. It's going to have excellent performance tires on it, and you're not really going to feel it for that long, maybe only a few seconds. Okay. Right, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Really great news to hear that the Clark County and the Boring Company are going around and trying to acquire this extra land. If I hear more information, I will inform you as accordingly. I usually do. So if you'd like to support the channel, please consider following me on Twitter, joining our Discord server, or sponsoring me on Patreon for just $2, maybe $3 per month. Every little helps. I've just made a very, very large investment in this channel yesterday, actually, and I'm going to be showcasing that on hopefully the next video. And the people that are responsible for that investment, because I don't waste the money that comes through on Patreon, it goes into its own little bank account, and it's just been sitting there waiting to be used. And I decided, you know what, it's time to take this channel to the next level. I've made the investment. Hopefully you guys will really enjoy what I'm going to show you on the next episode. So thank you to all my Patreons. As always, you can continue to support the channel, help me grow this community and make better content. Thank you very much for all your support. It is really quite impressive. Thank you very, very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. More videos coming, lots of interesting topics. Hopefully we're going to be touching on a few other projects as well, as we have been talking about Las Vegas Loop for quite a while now. Okay, thanks for joining me. And remember guys, don't be boring. I will see you on the next one. Thank you and goodbye.
This is